Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make high altitude brownies. In my last video, I showed how to make a high altitude chocolate cake recipe, and I'll be posting more high altitude recipes soon, so stay tuned for those. I've had this brownie recipe for many years. It's the world's best brownies, and they're also super easy to make. And today I am turning it into a high altitude recipe for any of you who live at a high altitude. This one is pretty easy to turn into a high altitude recipe because there's no baking powder or baking soda in them, so there's no chance of them overexpanding in the oven. Let's get started. First you need to preheat the oven. Usually you would bake these at 350 degrees, but for high altitudes, turn it up to 375 degrees. We still want to bake these at a higher temperature even though there's no leavening in it, but they bake slower at a high altitude, so they'll take longer to bake if they're baked at 350 degrees. Grease an 8-inch square baking pan and set it aside for now. Then into a large mixing bowl, add in the flour, and at 3,500 feet, add an extra tablespoon, and add another tablespoon for every additional 1,500 feet. I was at somewhere in between, so I'm adding an extra half a tablespoon. Measure out the sugar. Remove 1.5 tablespoons. This is because the increased evaporation also increases sugar concentration, which can weaken the product. Add the sugar into the bowl. Do the same thing with the brown sugar, removing half a tablespoon. Then add in the cocoa powder. Try and use Dutch processed cocoa powder for a deeper chocolate flavor. And I also find that using regular cocoa powder makes the brownies a little too sweet. And add in the salt. Whisk them together. And set it aside for now. Then into a small bowl, add in the melted butter. Make sure the butter isn't hot. If it is, let it cool down. Then add in the eggs. And we want to add extra liquid so they don't come out too dry from the higher oven temperature. And extra egg works best for that. At 3,000 feet, add an extra 1 to 2 tablespoons of liquid. And add an extra half a tablespoon for every additional 1,000 feet. So at 3,000 feet, you can just add an extra egg yolk. Or if part of an egg is needed, crack an egg into a separate bowl. Beat it well to combine the yolk and the white. And add as much liquid as needed. And add the vanilla extract. And whisk them until combined. Add the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. And add in the chocolate chips. And mix until combined and there's no more dry flour. Pour the batter into the prepared pan. Spread it out evenly. And bake it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out mostly clean but not completely clean. They firm up as they cool, so try not to overbake them. They're supposed to come out really nice and fudgy and almost gooey. If you overbake them, they can come out dry and not very good. This is what it should be when you stick a toothpick into them. So when they're done, remove them from the oven and let them cool until no longer hot but still very warm. And you can serve them still warm or at room temperature. They're best served still warm. And you're going to want a tall glass of milk with these. Or you can even serve them with ice cream, and they are absolutely delicious. And that's how to make high-altitude brownies. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give this video a like and check out my channel for many more videos and subscribe to my channel for more to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.